So here I am in my Santa regalia. Yes, I've got a brand new Wrexham hat. You got to get a load of this, guys. If you can, you want to go online and see if you can get one of these Wrexham hats. They're fantastic. I've just picked one up. Got to tell you, I'm going to wear this one each season moving forward. Get yourself a Wrexham hat. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. By the way, I'm having a little bit of drink with you. Yes, this is a Popsy. It says Popsy on there, yeah? It's a Popsy. And there's Rumsky inside. So it's a Rumsky Popsky with you. So Merry Christmas. I hope you do have a Merry Christmas. Don't get plastered. Well, if you do, don't drink and drive. But I'm having a drink with you for the first time this year. And I'm not slopped, I'm not sloshed, I'm not gone. I'm just having a drink. Merry Christmas. Now, different kind of show. Before we get moving, different kind of show. We're going to go through the prediction first. Yes, this show is upside down. Makes it even better, right? So, upside down, we're going to get the prediction first. Yes, my big yapper. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing coming through. And all through this season so far, you're my judge. You are my judge. I've done pretty good. And if you've been watching the show, we are riding 93% tip rate on the season so far, okay? Believe it or not. Yes. So, when I paint the stories, it always comes down to what happens. And when you go inside and you see the videos, you'll see the story that unfolds. Anyhow, I've got another prediction for you for this one. After that, we're going to go into Wrexham and Blackpool's season so far in depth. Yes, I know Wrexham fans, you're used to it, but Blackpool fans, the Seasiders, they want to get a load of this. I'm telling you now because it tells a story of their season, and you will find out how they've been as well. I'm sure they know about us, but we're talking about them. Obviously, I'm going to touch Wrexham as we move through. So, season stats on both teams, and then we're going to get into the League One matches, talking about the top six, and there's an all top six bash up. Yes. Will there be a Boxing Day massacre? Find out where coming up soon. And stats and stories head to head. And then I'm going to finish with a story from Boxing Day when I was a young lad. Now, a lot of people say to me, Steve, why do you support Wrexham? You sound like you're from London. You sound like you're a Londoner. Well, there's a little essence to the London accent, but I've got to tell you, most of my life in the UK, I grew up very close to the Welsh border and 39 miles away from the Stoke Keras ground. Yeah, seriously. How I've ended up speaking like this, I couldn't tell you exactly because, like I say, I hardly spent much time in London at all. And this is just what happens, I guess, when you have a southern stay for a little while and something sticks. But like I say, most of my life, I grew up close to the Welsh border and 39 miles away from the ground, the Stoke Keras. So that's why. So love me or hate me, but that's the bottom line. Anyway, prediction is coming your way right now. Merry Christmas. And like I say, a little bit of Christmas cheers coming from Stevie to you. Let's have a little one. Oh, that's good. Yep, that mix is good. Let's get into the predictions right now. Merry Christmas. So let's take a look at the betting odds and then we'll take a look at the prediction. A home win for the Red Dragons looks like that. Evans, Stevens. You're not making money with that. What does the draw look like? 5-2. Just like last weekend's game against Bristol Rovers. Will it be 3 draws on the bounce? You never know. And if Blackpool are to win on the road, the bookies are saying it's 13-5. Let's take a look at the score. Straight on the chin, as usual. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking for a 2-1 home win. This could be a very, very feisty game either way. I'd be grateful if we win 1-0, because as you know, 3 points for 1 goal is a beautiful thing. It has the look of maybe a 0-0 as well, so you got to wonder about that. And don't rule out Blackpool getting a win on the road, because they've done it 5 times this season already. You could also see a 3-2 home win for Wrexham and also a 3-2 late winner for Blackpool as well. But I'm calling the 2-1 and I'd go for a 1-0. But like I say, I'm calling for 2-1. So yeah, honestly, 2-1, that's what I'm seeing. And it's going to be a tough game. It really is. Blackpool's got some form coming in, yeah. 3 wins back-to-back, and then the draw last game. That was against Stevenage, 0-0. They don't give up much. Like I said in the stats, they're 1 goal against in 4 games. That's pretty good, yeah? It's going to be tough to break them down. But if you're going to play Blackpool right now, I'd sooner play them at the Stoke Keras right now than at their end because, let's face it, being on the road, we don't play badly, but that last game, I'm not coming down on Ryan Barnett, not at all. But in that situation, don't try and ride the ball out of play. Kick it out of play. Get it gone. A split second cost us 2 points there. The game before, yeah, the penalty, that cost us 2 points. If it wasn't for that, we'd be sitting on top of the league. Just think about that. The last two games, the way they finished and the way they ended, cost Wrexham 4 points out of the 6. Yeah, two draws is not bad, but we don't want another draw. This has definitely got to be one of them games where we get a win. Bit of a news flash. Elliot Lee, it was a hamstring pull in the last game, yeah? I think it's clever that he comes off. If he stays on, he prolongs possibly, or he can probably pick up an even worse tear or a strain on the hamstring. And apparently Phil Parkinson says it's not that major, it's a minor, but he may not be ready for a little while. A little while meaning they're not looking to play him against Blackpool. If he does, well, rushing it maybe. But probably New Year, early New Year perhaps. So it's giving other people time to play, yeah? But that's one there. Arthur Okonkwo, the bone, the mend is looking good. So there's some news about Arthur. He should be coming back in the New Year too. Wrexham has the chance to pick up another keeper in the transfer window. Obviously a striker as well. I would be looking for a playmaker. Someone who's getting it done as a playmaker. That's what I would be looking for. I really would. I think that the goals have dried up sometimes in the games where we should have finished. Paul Mullins not getting the service that he needs to get. And frankly, I think we need to change up a little bit of the way we operate. I think we've become a little bit too predictable. You've heard me say that a few times. We're becoming predictable. But I think we are. Now, to help predict this and tell you where it's going, let's take a look at the season stats from both teams, Wrexham and Blackpool. Take a look. And we're going to focus heavily on Blackpool. Let's go. Come on. Merry Christmas. Yes. Boxing Day mania is coming our way. Woo, yeah. 2 games back-to-back. Stoke Keras. Does it get any better? No, it doesn't. Remember, get yourself a Wrexham hat. They're on sale. They're bloody lovely. Take a look, yeah? Yeah? Don't you need one of these? A Wrexham hat? I went and got mine. Get yours today. Yeah. Let's take a look at the stats on the seasons right now. Okay, Wrexham fans, I'm not going to bore you. You've seen this picture before, but a few little stats before we move along. 1 loss in 13, 3 clean sheets in 5. Last week, Wrexham were 3rd placed, 10 points ahead of 6th place. This week, Wrexham are 3rd place, 11 points ahead of 6th place. It's not always bad when you draw. Let's take a look at Blackpool right now. That's what Blackpool's season looks like as we speak. Longest unbeaten run was a 7-gamer. It came to an end with a draw at home. They're currently on a 4-game unbeaten run that just is coming to an end, if you're talking wins, with a home draw. Each time they've drawn at home on their unbeaten runs, it's ended with an away loss. The last one being Mansfield Town 2-0. It could well be a repeat at Wrexham. They're unbeaten in 4, and they've only conceded 1 in that time, scoring 7 in the process for +6 on the goal difference. They are in form. They pose a threat to Wrexham's undefeated home record. But it doesn't get any easier for Blackpool, because next up it's Birmingham City away, and then Shrewsbury Town at home for the final game of the year. Isn't that just a lovely smile by Mr. McLean there, hey? I tell you what, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. James McLean. James McLean, you know what I said, yeah. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. James McLean. James McLean. He gets into situations that he probably shouldn't get into, hey? Yeah. But he will stick up for you and anything that's concerning itself with Wrexham on that field. He will fight for you. And he does. He really does. Now, League One matches. Boxing Day special. This is what it's all about. Let's get into the matches right now. And I tell you, there is an all-top 6 battle. Who's going to take it? And I'll tell you this much. Well, you know what? Come with me and explore it with me. You'll see what I'm saying. Together, let's go into this. And there's something very good cooking here for Wrexham, should things align. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Merry Christmas. Let's get into the games right now. Come on, let's go. So there it is, my friend. Feast your eyes. Those are the games for the Boxing Day Massacre. I love Boxing Day. I think you can hear it in my voice. But there it is. Boxing Day program. Let's take a look at the top 6. First place Birmingham City's got a lovely Boxing Day. Burton Albion at home, who've only won twice in 20. I'd say Birmingham's got a good day coming. And we got an all top 6 Boxing Day bash-up. Huddersfield Town taking on Stockport County. Could go either way. Wrexham fans hope County win. That keeps both teams on 39, and possibly Wrexham opens up a 6-point gap. And Lincoln City in 6, barely in good form, creeping back into the top 6. Travel to Shrewsbury Town, bottom club of the league. There will never be a better chance for an away win. And Wycombe, who were first for so long, now second, travel to Stevenage in 14th. Could this be the first loss in 18 games? I'd say there's a damn good chance. And Wrexham in 3rd, welcoming Blackpool in 12th, whereby a home win is expected. But Blackpool have won 5 times on the road so far this season. This could be 6. So there you go, Huddersfield taking on Stockport County. Yeah, if they come to a situation where they draw, that's a great situation for Wrexham, yeah? Because that separation can happen. Wrexham can pull away. But if Stockport win, yeah, then it's quite simply, they both stick on 39, Huddersfield and Stockport County. And Wrexham, well, if the football gods are looking kindly, we're going to get a win here. And that will put us 6 points clear. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, each week I bring you the stats and stories, the head-to-head, who's bossing it between these two clubs. Is it the Seasiders or is it the Red Dragons? Come on with me. I'll show you exactly which way that goes. Come on, let's go. So there you go. Seasiders welcomed in by the Red Dragons here at the racecourse ground. I tell you what, that's what it looks like when the ball's going to hit the back of the net. That's what it looks like when you're watching it happen or having a great time. We're talking head-to-head right now. All time. How many wins has Wrexham got all time? Come on, have a think. 1, 2, 3, 5 wins. 5 wins all time. So how many draws have we had? 10. Well, that's okay. But how many times has Blackpool won? Is it more than 5 or less than 5? 1, 2, 3. Yowza. Well, they've certainly got the upper hand on this one. Now let's take a look at the head-to-head historically, starting with 5 historical results. There you go. First match, first win, the first loss, a bad day, and a best day. Now let's take a look at the last 5. Well, there you go. Again, some big numbers reaching out there, yeah? And who's got bragging rights? Who has the last result? Well, there you go. Since 2005, 19 years ago, Blackpool. I wonder if the fourth wall's going to be screaming their heads off when the ball hits the back of the net. Yes. Merry Christmas. Now, story to finish, but the game itself. Basically, before I get there, I just want to say massive thank you to you. Without you, I don't do this. Without you, I wouldn't be here. I'd be doing a show just for me, all on my lonesome, and that really is not a fun place to be. All the work in behind, all the artwork that comes in, all the research that we've done throughout the years, it's because of you. I like to bring you something that you're going to sit with, enjoy, and not bore your ass off with. Something real, not something fabricated, not something plastic. There's enough plastic shit in the world where this is real. So, like I say, without you, I wouldn't do it. I can bang off all the names. You know who you are. And the ringleaders in this family, I named every one of you last show deliberately for this point. So here I am in my Santa regalia. Yes, I've got a brand new Wrexham hat. You got to get a load of this. Guys, if you can, you want to go online and see if you can get one of these Wrexham hats. They're fantastic. I've just picked one up. I've got to tell you, I'm going to wear this one each season moving forward. Moving into the next game after this one is going to be tough enough. Moving into the new year is going to be tough enough too. What we pick up in the new year will decide where we finish in May. Know this, though. The last 7 games this season, next year, 2025, look really favourable for Wrexham to finish well. If we can hang with the two big guys right now, Wycombe and Birmingham are going to win this league. But if we can hang close, then last 7 games may well be what gets Wrexham a chance to even have a whisper at that second spot and owning it by game 46. And as for this game, 4 unbeaten Blackpool, 6 unbeaten Wrexham. Is it 7 unbeaten for Wrexham? Is it 5 unbeaten for Blackpool? Tell you what, we've got a real good team coming into the Stoke Russ. It really is. This is not going to be easy. And this is where we're going to have to use the ball. No more kicking it long to nowhere. We've got to be brave and sit on the ball. I've said it a few times this season when it's been on the road. Well, we need to own it at home. Big time, big time, big time. We've got to be brave. We've got to be on the ball. And most of all, got to connect in front of net. That's why I'm absolutely screaming for a striker before it gets too late. We cannot wait until we're out of the top 2, top 3, top 4, top 5, top 6. We were second. We're now third. The teams below us are fighting hard. There's 5 teams with really decent form. We know Birmingham's top. We know Wycombe's above us. But there's 5 teams with decent form. With 20-odd games left to go, I tell you now, 2nd to 5th can change out quite quickly. One team drops form, you're out of there. And give Wrexham credit. All season long, it's the first season in, they've done amazingly well. Amazingly well. With the amount of injuries and suspensions at times, but the injuries that Wrexham's had, and they've sustained this massive pace by sticking to 3rd. You look at Wycombe, unbeaten in 18 games, and Wrexham are right behind them. Doesn't that say something for how good Wrexham is? Don't forget this. Every time Wrexham plays a game, they are the target. Talk about jealousy, bloody FC from every other team in the league. So from me and the Popski, the Rumski, we say, have yourself a merry, merry, merry Christmas. I'm so stoked that I'm talking to you on Christmas Day. You couldn't believe it. You really couldn't believe it, but I am. I'm so pumped for this game. Christmas and football is the best time of year. I live for football, you know that. But Christmas, yes, I love it most of all. And just a little story as we get out of here. But when I was a little boy, my brother took me to a game. And this is where that London sound comes in. See, he lived in London all his life, my brother. But I didn't live with him all my life. I lived way, 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 ways away, you know, on the border. Right. 39 miles away from the Stoke Russ. Yeah, the Welsh border. That's where I lived. Mum and Dad got separated. One kid goes one way, the other kid goes the other way. No foul. Everything turned out great. We're all good people. But one of those trips down south, my brother, big brother, took me to a rival match. He was a Crystal Palace fan, is a Crystal Palace fan, still a Crystal Palace fan. And Brighton is the team. We got on a train. It was freezing bloody cold on the platform. Ice everywhere. You're slipping all over the place. It's absolutely freezing cold. It's probably about 2 degrees. But it's that wet cold, yeah? If you're living in a dry continent or a dry climate, you have no clue what the wet cold is like because it gets right to your bone. If you're living in Wales, you know bloody hell what that means like. Anyway, we get on the train station, get on the train, whoop, down to Brighton, get off the train. And it was back in the days where the hooligans were there, yeah? There was loads of hoolies everywhere. And there's people like looking at each other like, you want to go? You want to go? And I'm like, whoa, I've never seen anything like it. So we're walking to the ground and we get in the ground, the Goldstone ground, the old Goldstone ground at Brighton. Brighton won the game 1-0. I've researched it. I'd forgotten the score because the score wasn't really what captivated me. The scene of a football match in the cold, and it was bloody cold, that captivated me. But what really captivated me was the state of the stadium, Goldstone ground, the Goldstone ground, Brighton. It was absolutely falling apart. I was standing by a brick wall that was literally crumbling next to me. There was fencing. It looked like some Second World War prison camp. And like they'd had literally no money to put this thing together. That ground was an absolute freaking shambles. And I'm standing there going, why did I pay to get into this? And I'm just a kid, right? Anyway, the game comes along. Brighton win. And there is a fair measure of argy-bargy, hooligans, fights and stuff after the game. We didn't get into it. We like marched right out of there and just got out of the scene, yeah? But that was one of my trips. The one thing that really I remember about it is that all those grounds that we go to, yeah, Wrexham, they're all little wee grounds. Yeah. That's where I grew up. When I played with Port Vale, that's the kind of ground that I would be like looking to see each weekend with the teams coming in or the teams going out, yeah? So when we play these little teams in little stadiums, I'm just literally living a bloody dream. I'm going back in time. And that's why I love watching Wrexham so much, because I can't stand the Premier League. I can't stand VAR. I can't stand all the commercialisation of the game because it's ruining the game. It's literally ruining the game. And when you watch Wrexham, you enjoy every freaking minute. You do. And you know why? Because of what I just said. There's no VAR. There's no commercialisation. Yes, Wrexham are making themselves commercialised. I know. And we've got two great owners and the sponsorships are walking on in. And that's good for business. But the game itself and the experience itself when you go to these smaller grounds is the absolute epitome of the beauty of low league football. And it's affordable and it's so much more fun. So ending on the fun factor, I want you to have fun for the rest of Christmas. I really do. I know I've rambled on. Cheers, cheers, cheers. But at the end of the day, I thank you. I really do. Because it's you that makes it. I'm saying this. Every continent on the globe, we have members on every continent. You know who you are. I rattled you all off big time, you big guns, last show. You know who you are. Can't do it every show because that would be like favoritism. But when you work hard with me on the show and you support it and you make it go to the next level, that's what happens. So, from me to you, like I say, Merry Christmas. Have a happy New Year. This fun continues in the next game too. I'm calling for the 2-1. Is it 4 that is the end of the line for Blackpool? Is it 6? That's the end of the line for Wrexham. Can Wrexham win number 7? Or be unbeaten in 7? And does Blackpool go unbeaten in 5? We're just going to have to wait and see. But Merry Christmas, swig, swig, swig one more time. Before you go, it's got to happen. Yeah, that's good. I say this. Wrexham, Blackpool, Stoke at us. Let's have it. Cheers. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.